Consider yourself lucky. Consider yourself blessed if you are in no contact with your SP.
What?
You're like, what is this bitch talking about? Why is this a good thing? I'm gonna explain. Take this as your moment to now rewrite the new story of what you want. Take this as your sign now, what I'm telling you, to do the work on yourself, number one, because I always am gonna preach self-concept on this channel. I swear to you, you fix your damn head and everything is gonna work out for you. I promise. It's all within the mind. Would you rather be in contact but they're treating you like shit, or be out of contact so you're able to rewrite the story? It's a good would you rather question. Think about it. I saw this comment. Someone asked me, what can I do about my specific person? They're not showing up as the version I want and they're in my reality. Basically something like that. And I was like, oh my gosh, the fact that I was literally about to make a video about this is so hilarious. I'm like, okay, then that means I have to do this video like today. So I'm just gonna answer it flat out because this is what I did. I cut him off. I was like, I need to rewrite the story, but in order for me to rewrite the story without having the 3D torment me every single day with what I don't want and to see what I don't want, I have to distance myself away from him. I have to, even though I don't want to. I literally have to, in the sake of my mental health, because I didn't want him treating me bad. I didn't want any of this, but I have to. And you know what I did? And you know what happened? He literally begged me not to cut him off, and that's what made it harder. I was like, you fucking asshole. I was like, you asshole, you're making this so hard to do. But for the sake of my sanity, for the sake of the manifestation, for the sake of what I gotta do to rewrite this shit, I had to let you go. And it did hurt like a bitch. Oh my god, I'm not a sensitive person, but I cried a lot and it was a mental battle. But I had to focus on myself. I had to affirm. I had to work on my self-concept, number one. If you had negative assumptions for them in the beginning, saying, oh, they're gonna treat me like this eventually, then that is exactly what they're doing. I've been answering, you know, people's emails that people have been asking me about certain situations, and the first thing I usually ask is, have you had any negative assumptions in the beginning, even for a split second? Because oftentimes that's the reason why things are happening the way that they are. Yes, you can manifest what you want, but you can also manifest what you don't want. You can manifest your fears. Your fears manifest. Doesn't matter. That's why you better be afraid of $10 million. I've said this before. You better be afraid of loving, supporting people in your life. You better be afraid of them. Yes, so that they can come through. But honestly, in that situation that I was in long time ago, as I said, this is when I had low self-concept. I said a lot of negative things. I said a lot of negative things actually every single day. That's one of the reasons why things were happening the way that they were, and things went on for as long as they did. So it was the same kind of thing. And when you're in that type of situation, as I said, it was absolute torture to let him go. I didn't want to. I did not want to, because I used to have attachment issues, yeah. But anyways, I was like, bitch, this fish is mine. I'm not letting him go. No.
I want this fish right here, cuz. I want me this fish right here, cuz.
I don't want nobody to catch my fish. You know what I'm saying? This was my fish. I had it on the hook. I had him on the hook. I don't want to throw him back in the water. Someone could catch my fish. When he's in this whole fishing, I'm going to throw the fish in the water. Someone could easily hook up my fish. But I had to believe that no one's going to hook up my fish. And that's what happened. I had to have the belief system that I'm going to get him back. And he's going to come back in the version I want. You know what I mean? I sound so fucking crazy. I started to script. I mentioned this in a couple videos, I think. I started to journal as if everything was already happened. I, number one, had to work on my self-concept. But then I, number two, had to release him energetically, physically, mentally, so I can focus on myself. It takes self-discipline to do what I did. Like, I'm even surprised that I was able to do it, but I did. Just because I said that I cut him off doesn't mean you have to. Because, you know, when you're triggered by the 3D about your SP doing something, or, you know, acting a certain way or being rude to you, it starts to bring you in that path of those negative assumptions, those negative beliefs, those limiting beliefs, right? And then, okay, you're writing affirmations like, no, this person loves me, and then they're treating you like shit. That really can mess with your mind. So for the sake of your well-being, I recommend that you cut them off. That's kind of symbolic in a sense, you know what I mean? You've had a moment of letting go, that they can come back new and improved. You don't have to take my advice, don't worry. But I think it's best because they're gonna come back around, and when they come back around, they're gonna be the version begging to be with you. And yeah, that's what happened to me. So yeah, for the people that are in no contact with a specific person, you have the time to do all the affirming, all the work, all of it, to have them come back. Some people were asking me, like in my inbox, oh, but it's been so long. You should not be focusing on how long it's been. Time is nothing. Your 3D reality is nothing. I made a whole video talking about 3D reality. If you want something to happen in the mirror, you're the one controlling what happens in the mirror. Use your negative emotions, every emotion, your frustration about SP, whatever, to your advantage. Use emotion. Use all of your emotions to your advantage. But number one, do not focus on the time, the outcome, how long it's been since you guys last talked. Nothing. Because when you're in that stage of focusing on how long it's been, you are in a state of lack. When you're in a state of lack, you're in a state of wanting. Even if it seems like you're not, you probably are, because you're focusing on how long it's been. When is this gonna happen? When is it gonna come back? You have to remember, wanting is not having. Saying I want, I don't even like saying I want anymore, because wanting implies that you don't have something, because it's something that you're trying to strive for in the future. I like to say, you know, things like I intend, my intention, the word desire quite a bit. So sometimes I might even say my desire. You know what I mean? It'd be ridiculous. I have a cup of tea right here. Focus. I have this cup of tea. It has an A on it, because my name's Adrian. Anyways, it would be ridiculous. I already drank some of it. Why would I be sitting here talking about some, oh my gosh, I want tea? It's right there. You know what I mean? Even as I mentioned, it can be difficult if it's something that is not in your physical reality yet. But as I said, if you can see it in your mind's eye, it is possible. And that's what's important. Continue to know that the cup of tea is right there. Your SP is what I'm referring to. Yeah, do that. Continue to do that. I don't want you in my inbox asking me when is it gonna happen. I told you guys, I'm not a genie, and I'm not the person that controls time. I'm so sorry. Like, please, I want you guys to have it. If I could tell you, please, I promise you, I tell you it happened today. Like, but respectfully, don't trauma dump in my inbox. I don't want to hear it. I'm sorry, because I'm not gonna sympathize with you, and that may sound harsh.
No, but for like, do not come in my inbox asking me why or when, or I don't know, baby. I do not know. But feel free to ask me questions. Feel free to let me know in detail. Be specific with what you're asking me so I can get a full grasp of what we're talking about. Don't feel bad if it's long. I love reading you guys' stories and things like that. So don't be scared. Like, I'm not mean. I swear to God, I'm nice.
As I mentioned, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, leave them in the comment section. If you have any personal questions, feel free to email me. My email, adrianxo4@gmail.com. As I said, I'm not doing like full coaching, so don't expect too much, but I'm also giving you detailed advice. I'm not gonna just give you a little bullshit answer. Trust me, I'm gonna go through that shit, and I'm gonna do the best I can to help you, because I want you to get what you want, and I want you to be happy, and I want you to be able to manifest by speaking things into existence like me. Yeah, so hope you guys enjoyed this video, and yeah, bye.